Hey guys, what is up? Mage here, doing another World of Tanks 360 review. Today guys, we're going to be doing a skills and perks review, and we're going to be reviewing Camouflage. Now this is Sand River on Standard Battle. This was a tier 10 match I got, I think earlier this morning. But I decided I wanted to go ahead and do this video because this is one of those skills that you certainly are going to put it on quite a few tanks, certain in particular. It's pretty important for most medium tanks and tank destroyers. I mean, it's almost a must, and of course light tanks are definitely going to see some good use out of this skill. Let's go ahead and get into the numbers. I'm using worldoftanks.info for the numbers here, so if you're wondering if my numbers are questionable, just check that, and if there's any issue, just correct it, and and I will correct it in the video. But the numbers here, 1% trained, this skill will give you 0.75% in camo value, and of course, once it's fully trained, you will get 81% increase in camo value. Now, what does this skill do? Well, this skill basically, it's very simple to understand and grasp, if you will. It basically will make a tank much more harder to detect, much more harder to spot, so therefore, in order to see this tank, you gotta get closer in order to spot the damn thing. So this is a skill that certainly is useful for mediums. Tank destroyers definitely are going to see some use out of it. Here you see me in the T62A. Now T62A, like the Leopard 1, like the Bat Chat, this is one of those tanks where it's known for being a stealthy, small tank. It's a tank that can sneak up on people. Now, you're not going to quite see it here because I'm actually going up against a Bat Chat. So this Bat Chat's actually going to spot me, and, there was no point in even having camouflage at this point because he was going to see me. But it's certainly useful in situations where you're going up against tank destroyers that are very annoying, and it's nice to have the drop on them in a medium tank. Now, you could probably argue, in a T62A or a Leopard 1 or a Bat Chat, just throwing the camo skill on top of it, it's probably overkill. And I might add, camouflage skill is cumulative with the camouflage net, and of course, the camo skill also stacks with Brothers in Arms, and it will also stack with the consumables you will see in shop, such as strong coffee, extra rations, cola, that kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot here at this 5041. Some jerk fired HE at me. I'm not sure who the hell it was. Couldn't do nothing here because of the gun depression. Some would argue, it's overkill to have a camo on the camouflage skill here on the T62 or the Leopard 1. I disagree with that. I don't think there's no such thing as overkill, but it's certainly very useful, and it makes a tank more stealthier in certain situations. You can pop up in certain areas, and if you're in a competitive setting, or even if you're in a very close, tight match, it's helpful for your team to know where the Op4 or the opposing tanks are at. Makes them position better. It'll make even if you're in random battles, let's assume you're playing solo like I am right now. It at least gives your teammates something to work with, something to understand, and they can maneuver. They want to shoot people. They want to get kills just as badly as you do. So I mean, it's helpful sometimes to be in a medium tank that cannot be spotted. Now, of course, as close as I am to this T110E5, it wouldn't matter if I was an E50M or a T62. He was going to spot me regardless. The debate here, of course, is when you're going to see me on this hill. And this was an average game. I really didn't do all that well here, but I thought this particular spot right here in this particular situation in this exact moment of this game kind of showed off what camo can do. Now, you could argue in this situation, even if I didn't have the camouflage skill, I got a tree in the way that could obscure the tortoise's vision, but I keep firing at him, and your camo value goes down when you're firing, and he hasn't spotted me. Now, he should spot me right about here when I pull the trigger. He hasn't even spotted me yet. I think the next shot, and about 350 meters away, and I'm pretty sure he has view range that's well within 350 meters. But that's pretty much what I have here to work with in the T62A. I mean, this is a tank I popped up, and I forced that tortoise to have to come up forward in order to see me. And the only way he was going to be able to hit me is if he followed the tracers. And, he doesn't know what the hell's shooting at him unless, he's reading his screen and he's seeing T62A damages your tracks, in which case he doesn't know exactly where I could be. He doesn't know exactly if he's shooting my turret. He doesn't know if I'm hull down, you know, because I'm unseen. He might see where I'm at, but he doesn't see the tank exactly. So he's basically firing blind here. Here I am against the E100, and of course he spotted me. I mean, at this range, we're within 290 meters. That's a non-issue. He should be able to spot me. But it's very useful, and it's one of those skills you're definitely going to want on a medium tank like a T-62 or a Leopard 1 or the Batchat. You're just taking what those tanks do, and you're making it even better. You're making them more difficult. You're making them into a terror to lower tier tanks, and of course tank destroyers. Tortoise here pays me back, but that's pretty much what I think when it comes to the camouflage skill. It's a must-have for some of these smaller medium tanks, and even the camouflage skill is very useful for tanks that may not have great camo value to begin with. Bear in mind here, I'm talking about the M48 Patton and the E50M. I use the camouflage skill on the Patton and the E50M to kind of mask their bad camo ratings, to give them some kind of competitive chance. You know, at least give them something to work with to surprise a T-62 or a Leopard 1, and give you the ability to at least try to, you know, duke it out with them, rather than let them have complete dominion over, you know, a view range spotting kind of fighting game. And it's also useful to give, you know, the Patton and the E50M a chance against tank destroyers and heavy tanks. It allows you to now play more of a view range sniping kind of duel against them. Speaking about you know, using it as a masking agent, a way to just kind of compensate for tanks like the E50M and the Patton that may have bad camo ratings, it's also pretty darn useful on tank destroyers, obviously. If you're going to sit back, you know, and do the traditional tank destroyer role, it's pretty darn useful on TDs, using here, for an example, the Jagdtiger or the Jagdtiger 88. They both, you know, in comparison have bad camo ratings compared to their peers, but, you know, if you throw this on, and if you sit back like a traditional tank destroyer, it's going to give you a little bit more of a cushion, and you can now play the role a lot more efficiently as a tank destroyer. And of course, you know, if you feel like you want to push up more, you can do it when you have support, but that's what camouflage does here. It'll give, you know, tank destroyers with bad camo ratings, it gives them a little bit more cushion and allows them to play their role more efficiently. And as I was talking about here with a medium, it makes them even better if they're a low silhouette, stealthy medium. You know, heavy tanks, you know, you could get it and it's fine, but it's low priority. I don't think it's as important as it is for a medium or a tank destroyer. Scouts, it's very important. I mean, you're mostly playing a spotting game anyways. You're just trying to get intel for your team. So it's a must-have for them. I'm kind of up in the air when it comes to a heavy tank. Not really sure about picking it up for him. You pick it up, but it's a low priority, honestly. Alright guys, this gameplay is actually coming to an end. I will catch you guys later. Peace out.